This is the Gold House.
Hey, Mr. President, Indiana and Texas here. We've got some bad news.
I blame you for everything. We're two sides of the same coin.
We blame you for everything.
You complete me.
Ew. We heard that. Did you think we hung up?
I just want to get Mike Braun up here because he has been special. He's a special man. A vote for Mike Braun is a vote to make America great again.
He was fantastic. Governor Abbott is he's a great man, great leader.
This is sabotage, tricked. I've been tricked.
Trump's most loyal fanboys are disappointing him bigly.
The setback for Republicans' redistricting efforts in Texas.
Texas kicking Trump while he's already down. Love to see it.
Efforts to redraw Indiana's congressional districts seem to be dead in the water, at least for now.
In just a few short days, Trump's plan to add to the Republican majority in the House in 2026 has epically blown up in his face, while California's retaliation, potentially sending more Democrats to D.C., seems to be going along smoothly.
Here in California, Proposition 50 is poised to pass easily.
So now with these new maps, California Democrats are going to be in a position to more easily flip 5 red seats blue in the 2026 midterms.
President Trump and one of his loyal minions, Governor Greg Abbott of Texas, thought they had a huge victory when the Texas state legislature passed new maps designed to give Trump and MAGA a huge advantage in 2026. But just this week, a federal court struck down those maps. Could it be racism? 100%.
Federal court today blocking Texas from using a new congressional map that was at the heart of a national reckoning on the issue of redistricting after the president urged that state to redraw its districts to give Republicans more seats in next year's midterms. That, of course, prompted California Democrats to retaliate by redrawing their districts. The court ordering Texas to use its old map, which was passed in 2021, which was right after the census, the normal time. And this case could ultimately end up at the Supreme Court.
This ruling was about race. He says this is a racial gerrymander, not a partisan gerrymander, which is what Texas Republicans said they had done and defended it, saying that this was all about who was going to win and nothing to do with race. But the judge says, you targeted majority non-white districts in your redistricting. And they also point to what the Trump's Department of Justice said in a letter, which is, as we recall this summer, sort of gave Republicans cover because they said, look, your map is unlawful because you have the way you've crafted what's called coalition districts, which are majority non-white seats that don't have one race that makes up a sort of more than 50%. So sort of Black and Latino districts that vote together but do not have one. They said, these seats are unlawful. You need to draw them differently. And Texas Republicans went right ahead and changed those seats. The court says, if this wasn't about race, why did you mostly draw these seats in non-white areas?
And we expect that this could go to the Supreme Court. We don't know if the court would take up this case, but there is certainly a time component to this because this map would be used next year, and there are all sorts of deadlines associated with that. Do you have any sense of what the timing might be if the court were to hear it?
Yeah, the Supreme Court is almost certainly going to rule on this. Cases like this get appealed directly to the Supreme Court, and they could send a one-word ruling, affirmed, denied, or they could hear arguments. So it really depends on how they want to hear this, but I think there's a good chance they're going to hear it and a good chance that control of Congress really could come down to this case.
As if losing Texas wasn't hard enough for Trump, just a couple of days later, Indiana rubbed some salt into that open wound.
State Senate leaders announcing lawmakers will not convene next month to take up the issue.
After months of pressure from the White House, it appears Indiana will not redraw its congressional district. Senate President Rod Bray announced this afternoon they simply do not have the votes to support it. Here's the statement Bray said, quote, over the last several months, Senate Republicans have given very serious and thoughtful consideration to the concept of redrawing our state's congressional maps. Today, I'm announcing there are not enough votes to move that idea forward, and the Senate will not reconvene in December. In the last week or so, we'd seen more GOP senators come out publicly against redistricting. Senator Leising told me one of the main reasons she's a no is that her constituents overwhelmingly don't want it.
I'm doing what I've been sent to the Senate to do, and that is to represent the people in my 7 counties. You best be doing what your constituents think you should do.
Meanwhile, Governor Braun is clearly not pleased. In a statement this afternoon, he said, quote, "I called for our legislators to convene to ensure Hoosier voices in Washington, D.C. are not diluted by the Democrats' gerrymandering. Our state senators need to do the right thing and show up to vote for fair maps. Hoosiers deserve to know where their elected officials stand on important issues." This follows a lot of nationwide money pouring into Indiana this week via text and TV ads, pressuring people to call their senators and urge them to vote yes. And Senator Leising told me today some of those texts that have come out this week have actually been about her, accusing her of betraying President Trump by planning to vote no on redistricting. She said her grandkids actually received some of the texts and told her, "Stay strong, Grandma." I asked her if there was anything that would change her mind on this, and she said no, that she is the kind of person that when she's committed on an issue, she stays committed. So she was planning to vote no matter what.
Thanks to Truth Social, we never have to wonder what Trump is thinking about all of this, because he treats truth like it's his own personal diary. Dear Diary, November 17th at 11:03 a.m., I will be strongly endorsing against any state senator or House member from the great state of Indiana that votes against the Republican Party by not allowing for redistricting. We must keep the majority at all costs. Republicans must fight back. And then, just a few hours later, Dear Diary, it's still November 17th, but now it's 4:05 p.m. In the entire United States of America, Republican or Democrat, only Indiana Republican State Senator Rod Bray, a complete and total rhino, is opposed to redistricting. Hold up, Donnie. I'm going to stop you right there. There are over 340 million people in the United States of America. Are you actually claiming that State Senator Rod Bray from Indiana is the only one who opposes rigging Indiana's maps? Are you serious? There has been so much polling done just in Indiana, and the vast majority of people in Indiana oppose this nonsense. In this post, he goes on to say that Republicans must be tough and smart because the Rod Brays of politics are weak and pathetic. And of course, he closes it out with "Make America Great Again" in all caps. But apparently that wasn't enough, because just 3 minutes later, at 4:08 p.m., P.S. lines are forming to run against Rhino Indiana Senator Rod Bray and those few other senators who support him in the upcoming primaries. Every one of them will lose in record numbers. Thank you for your attention to this matter. MAGA. Usually a good night's sleep really helps me sort some things out, but not Donald Trump, because he woke up on the morning of November 18th still wanting to go after Indiana. At 7:40 a.m., when he should be prepping to hang out with his new bestie, the Saudi Crown Prince, he posts this: "I am working with Governor Mike Braun and other Indiana Republicans on picking up 2 Republican congressional seats. The governor, a good man, must produce on this, or he will be the only governor, Republican or Democrat, who didn't." And again, he ends this post with "Thank you for your attention to this matter." Does he think that we're customer service? Does he think that putting out Truth Social posts, he's reaching customer service and we're just gonna take care of this little minor glitch for him? The war is long and it is far from over, but we are going to be relishing these victories that we pick up along the way. And may the tenacity of states like Indiana and Texas be an inspiration for the rest of the country. Because let me tell you, the MAGA opposition working in red states is made up of some scrappy motherfuckers, forever the underdogs, but refusing to ever give up. And we are going to keep covering it all. So be sure you subscribe to Really American and share this video with someone in your life so we can keep the conversation going. For Really American Media, I am Corinne Straight. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see y'all next time.